Welcome back to Joe's Son of Boxing. I wanted to do a little video in defence of George Kambosos because I keep reading, and I'm actually talking to people who have this view as well and corresponding with people, that Kambosos, quote unquote, got lucky. We'll use that phrase. We'll go with that phrase. When he beat Teofimo Lopez. And they're saying, the planets were aligned and good luck to Kambosos, but it was just Lopez just wasn't there mentally, vastly underrated the threat that Kambosos posed. He had that ridiculous performance by his father, who's his trainer, in his corner. He thought he was going to just get rid of Kambosos in a round or two. The power would be too much. He wasn't there, wasn't concentrating, he wasn't focused, etc., etc. All of which is probably true. I agree with that. That is all probably true. However, that's not Kambosos' fault. Let's remember that Kambosos did a lot of his work on the road, including going to America and fighting Lopez and being given literally no chance. Now, when you are such a rank underdog, it can sort of become a sort of self-realization, maybe even subconsciously, that you actually begin to think, well, I'm just turning up for the paycheck, or I'm just I'm going to say I can win, but can I really? I'm away from home. Everyone's saying I can't win. What do I do? Now the true warriors are the ones that ignore all that stuff, or actually even use it as fuel to fight back and to prove people wrong. One thinks of obvious examples like, Muhammad Ali against George Foreman, or Sonny Liston, the first time round. And Kambosos didn't do that. Kambosos is a fighting man, a true fighting warrior. He's very proud of his heritage, Greek heritage, Aussie heritage. And it wasn't just the Lopez performance. I mean, he beat Lee Selby on a Matchroom card that he was brought over to probably lose. But this is when Selby was with Matchroom. He's done a lot of his work on the road, and, he won those belts fair and square, regardless of whether Teofimo Lopez was underrating him or not, or just hadn't trained properly or hadn't prepared himself mentally. None of that is Kambosos' responsibility. And then, of course, he goes and he loses his titles in Australia. He finally gets to go home, get a big fat paycheck. He's the champ. He loses to Devin Haney. And all credit to Devin Haney, he did what Kambosos did. He did what fighters are supposed to do. He went to Australia twice and beat the champion, and then in the rematch, he beat the guy who was the champion. But he clearly won both those fights. Now, getting back to Kambosos, let's say that he beats Lopez, and he goes back to Australia, but he avoids Haney. Initially, he called out Lomachenko. Lomachenko, not available for reasons we know about. Someone say, no, give me Haney. Undefeated young fighter, very talented, very big for the weight. If Haney makes lightweight, he's a threat through the sheer size and the skill. Very talented kid. But he takes him on. He said, no, give me the best. Give me the very best. Just because I beat Lopez, there'll be no sort of gimmies. There'll be no, where I'm the favourite. No. I'm a warrior. I've proved it before. None of you believe me. I'll prove it again. So he goes in with Haney, and he gets outpointed widely. I mean, I thought Haney easily won that fight. So what does Kambosos do? He's got a chance of the rematch. Yeah, give me the rematch. I'll be better. In other words, he wasn't demoralised by that first fight. On the contrary, he was, I'll fight you again. In Australia again, probably for another big amount of money. I don't begrudge him that at all. And people say, yeah, well, of course he's going to take the rematch. He didn't really believe he could do it. No, he did believe he could do it. Do you know how I know that? Because in that rematch, he had the living tar beaten out of him. And he never stopped trying. He was always hanging tough, even when it got to the point, I think around about the 10th round, I was watching it thinking, maybe his corner will pull him out. No, he hung tough and he went the distance. He's a warrior. Now, we hear a lot about constantly people using, this. I don't like any of these phrases. So-and-so's ducking so-and-so. And then you put a load of little duck emojis in the, oh yeah, so-and-so ducked so-and-so and so-and-so, so-and-so doesn't want anything to do with so-and-so, he's ducking and all this crap, Look, then you finally get someone like Kambosos who says, I'm going to fight anyone and damn well proves it. And people are suddenly putting the guy down. Well, he was never that good anyway. What do you mean he was never that good anyway? He did a lot of winning on the road, including winning all those belts. And then when it came to the point where he could have taken an easier touch, he took the most difficult opponent possible. He lost twice to him, but that's what boxing's about. Sometimes you lose. Does this mean he was overrated? Does it mean he was underrated? I mean, you can argue that till you're blue in the face. But the fact is, this guy, when he became champion, didn't avoid anyone. He didn't do what so many fighters do, which is take some gimmies, build up the old bank balance, maybe build up a fake reputation. Mentioning no names, Deontay Wilder, you know, didn't have that long championship reign where he's fighting people that everyone knows he's going to beat. No, he went straight in with the other guys, with the tough guys, with the ones who were talented, with the ones who could potentially match him. And in the case of Haney, did match him twice. But I say give props to Kambosos and anyone like him, anyone who fights like him. These are real fighting men. These are people who we constantly talk about, people ducking each other. Then you get someone like Kambosos, respect him. Respect Kambosos for what he did, you know. Yeah, he lost twice to Haney. Haney's a very talented champion, very talented, and a worthy champion. And Teofimo Lopez, no slouch at all. Would have, even on that night when he fought Kambosos, he would have beaten an awful lot of lightweights. But he didn't beat Kambosos because Kambosos didn't let him, even though everybody wrote him off. So big up George Kambosos. Let's respect fighters who do that, who take on the very best consistently. Not the odd big fight here and there with lots of little ones put in the middle. You know, I know that sometimes, you know, big fights take a long time to put together financially, legally. You've got to cross the T's and dot the I's, get the legalese right so that everyone gets paid. And I know that sometimes a fighter earns a gimme. I always remember Carl Froch when he went on that great long run in the Super 6. And then he had, I think he had he knocked the guy out in 3 rounds. Who the hell was it now? Black American fighter. Ended up being a male porn star. Can't remember his bloody name. It'll come to me. Come to me as soon as I hit the stop button on this bloody video. Anyway, but you know, sometimes they earn a gimme. But Kambosos didn't want none of that. He wanted, you know, he wanted the very best. I respect that in any fighter. So yeah, give me your thoughts below if you've got any. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't like it. Why not? Life's about choices. I always say that's true. Thanks for your time. We will speak again soon. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye for now.